Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we are going to be looking at Sheila, who is an S-class character, and she has pretty much just dropped out of nowhere. I think you'll know, like, she isn't part of a promo, like in terms of being able to pull from the wheel. She isn't part of an event. She's just a premium character on a premium stash, and she's only up for a week within this stash, and then potentially it could be the end. That's it. No, never going to be able to get her again. Now we're going to go over the character. I'm not sure who she is. If anyone knows who she is in the Walking Dead world, I've never heard of Sheila before, ever. And I've never seen anyone who looks like her. So maybe someone could confirm. She could be someone from later on in the comics, you know, from one of the like Saviors or something like that later on, because there are some characters which I'm not too familiar with. But in terms of how she looks kind of weird, I'm going to be honest, in terms of she's got like a pink handbag, she's got like what, cheetah leggings on, she's got biker gloves and gold bracelets on, and like a knife necklace, is it a knife, upside down knife necklace? Really weird get up for the zombie apocalypse. I do like the butterflies on the arm though. Reminds me of Life is Strange. I'm a big Life is Strange fan. But hey, we'll look at her as an actual character. She's got 3,891 attack, 4,443 defense, and 3,900 HP. This is with 30 veteran rings. So this is the max her stats will get when you get her up to 30 veteran rings. Very defensive. Her lowest stat is attack. She's got quite a lot of defense here. That's a high defense stat. She is a strong character, and her role is considered medic. Now if we go across to her rush, it's called Barbed Revival. It has a 66 AP cost, and you can compare that to someone like Wang Fa. I think her and Wang Fa would probably be the two fastest S-class characters in terms of their rush speed. Doesn't mean too much. It just means if you've got 8% weapons, you could potentially get a faster rush, like a turn 2 rush on a defense team for the first rush, or you could potentially get commanded quicker, that sort of thing. Now it deals 400 bleed damage for 3 turns to a line of enemies. All teammates regain up to 25% of their max HP. Revive one teammate with 50% of their max HP as well. Now the issue here is, and I'm going to break it down individually, I'll just say overall, her rush seems very underwhelming for an S-class character. When you compare it to other S-class characters, it doesn't seem to be the sort of scale that we've seen S-class characters. It almost seems like she's a 6-star character with just an S-class logo slapped on it with increased stats, because that rush is not very strong. I'll just go up ahead and say that rush is not very strong at all. Deal 400 bleed damage for 3 turns to a line of enemies. Compare that to Heng Yen, who deals 1,000 bleed damage for 5 turns to 2 enemies. So his is guaranteed to hit 2 people, whereas hers could potentially just hit 1 if there isn't a liner alive. 400 bleed is not really that great in the S-class era at all. Even if it was a 6-star character originally, and now it's on the S-class, it doesn't matter. 400 bleed is not that great. It does 1,200 overall, which is 1 tick of Heng Yen. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. The second part, all teammates regain up to 25% of their max HP. Now, this would be an opportunity to try and counter infection. If you guys know infection, basically, if someone's got 200% infection from Mr. Jones, they have to heal 200% of their max HP. If they don't heal 200% of their max HP, they instantly die. Now, 25% HP is not going to be enough. That she's got to do her rush 8 times to counter infection. Now you could say, well, it's not meant to be just her, but there aren't that many medics, you know, and medics should be doing a lot of heal. I don't know, 25% seems pretty low. Compare her to a 6-star that came out recently. Rhodey does a 70% heal for 3 turns. So that's 210% heal just by herself. This is very underwhelming. It isn't even a 2-turn heal, it's just a 1-turn heal of 25%, no bonus HP, nothing. So again, seems very 6-star there as well in that part of the rush. The last part is probably the strongest part. Revive one teammate with 50% of their max HP. Again, we have plenty of 6-stars that do exactly the same thing. You know, I think Alice does a revive at around that percentage HP. Mia, she's very comparable to Mia actually in terms of the amount of damage output she has. Her overall bleed damage is 2,400. Does take a while to get, going. Mia's is 2,500, although it is instant. you know, the heal and the revive. I think Mia may not have a heal, I can't really recall, but she's definitely got a 6-star rush here, and like I said, it just seems rushed. It just seems like they're just trying to bang out a character quickly because they wanted to have another premium event underway. We'll look at her active skill, however, and it is called Crosshairs and Recovery, and it has an initial cooldown of 2, cooldown of 2, number of uses 5. Up to 3 teammates get crosshairs for 2 turns. This character and up to 2 others recover from heal reduction and impair. So doesn't really fit in with the rush, doesn't really fit in with the role. She's a medic and she's doing crosshairs, which is much more of an aggressive thing. I don't mind the bleed being on her rush so much, because that's actually not too bad, because you don't want to amp up her attack stat at all, but even if the bleed damage is really low. But crosshairs just seems very out of place. The recover is nice though, you know, having heal reduction in pen is a nice recover. I think it would have been better if there was a heal on this active skill as well. Like 3 enemies get, I don't know, 50% HP, or maybe like 25% bonus HP or something like that. I don't know. The crosshairs just seems out of place. Although crosshairs is nice, I'm not going to say crosshairs isn't nice. It just doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the character so far in terms of the role and the rush. And then we move on to the specialist skill, and again it seems really out of place. Lacerator for a medic that does 400 bleed. It seems so out of place. It doesn't look like the active, the adrenaline rush, or the specialist skill work together in any way pretty much. And it just looks like this character's been thrown together in I would say like legitimately like 20 minutes. And I could probably throw a character together quicker. If I wanted to make a medic, I could make a much more, you know, well-balanced medic. Even something like a tenacity would be better than lacerator for a medic. I'm going to be honest. Or, you know, evasion on an S-class character. We already have an S-class character with evasion who has, I think that's Kapoor, but he also has, I think it's dexterity it's called, where he has evasion and tenacity. You could just give this character just evasion and instantly be a better character, because you're most likely going to want to use this on a defense team. Not very good offensively. The bleed's more of just a bonus. It's going to eliminate some 6-star characters, but it's not going to do much against S-class characters. It's just more of a meat shield, just to be annoying. Maybe ignore and then hope those revives and heals just keep people up and keep going. But it just seems like a really out of place character, really strange, and I'm not really sure what's going on here. She does not have an attached weapon, so you can do whatever you want here. You can put like a new tier 4 slot 3 on her weapon, stun on attack for instance, with the 15% heal for 2 turns. You could do, you know, slot 4 where she can't be defense downed in terms of her on a defense team. That'd be actually pretty good, and that way you don't actually have to raise her defense as high, and then you could go quite high with her HP to counter bleed and burn, because if you know her defense cannot be lowered, you know, 5,000, 6,000 defense is actually pretty solid. But the second you know defense can be lowered, that 5,000, 6,000 isn't really going to be doing too much against certain teams. Like for instance, Diego wouldn't be able to defense down her, which would be pretty nice. So overall, yeah, like I said, I'm not sure who this character is. So if anyone knows who she is, like I said, please tell me. Is she from the comics? Is she in, you know, a Road to Survival character? They just created her, which does happen. I'm not against that, but it's just I've never seen or heard of her. I always do like to know. I know there's some comic buffs who do watch my videos, but the rush, the active and the specialist skill, I'm really lost. Like, unless I'm missing something here, it just seems like it doesn't really look like maybe the specialist skill and the active skill look pretty good together, and then it just needed offensive rush, but the rush is obviously not offensive at all, really. 400 bleed is nothing. It looks like a 6-star rush. I'm still just like, I'm just like, oh my god, this next S-class character is just so powerful, and I'm like, this would be a bad 6-star rush at this point, like not even a great 6-star rush, and I'm not complaining that I want it to be improved. It's just, it seems really, really weird that and this is a big premium event. You see the stash that she's involved in. This is a massive premium event. You cannot get any of this free to play. It's gonna cost thousands to get this, and this is the character you're using to promote this. And I don't know. I know there's a completion box down here as well. You get 3,000 collectibles. That's pretty good. But this does cost a lot of money. You know, this is definitely like for the whales out there. The character herself is not great. Maybe they didn't want to make her too good, but it was just to be a bit shiny as sort of like a bonus. I don't know, but it does look like it's been thrown together very quickly, and I'm really sort of unsure about the character herself. I might make a video about the premium event that's going on right now, the stash that you just saw. There are other premium events going on at the same time, so I could just sort of make a roundup video of all three of them. I don't generally make videos on premium events just because not a lot of information is given out, and to really get the full information, you kind of have to buy offers to understand the full information, like how much it's going to cost, that sort of thing, which is great. But yeah, this is Sheila. Do tell me what you think about her. Very strange character. Doesn't seem to work to, I don't know. But do give me your thoughts. That is the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.